going on, YouTube? Today we're gonna be going over how to ride a motorcycle. It's gonna be for like beginners, like I'm guessing that you've never rode before, so like you don't have anyone to show you to ride or anything. So I'm gonna try and do my best and teach you guys how to ride a motorcycle. Let's hop into it. Alright, so first, I guess we can talk about the controls. So obviously, this is the rear peg for your foot to go on, and then this is the rear brake. You always want that. What else? We got the front brake. I think the front brake's usually like 70%, should be like 70% of your braking. The rear brake's gonna be like 30%. And then you got the kill switch. That's the start button. Start that baby up. Then we got the high beam, your low beam. Usually I always had the low beam on. I turn the high beam on at night sometimes when it gets dark. This is pretty neat. This too, you can like flash, like it turns your high beams on, just like flashing people if there's a cop or something. And then we got your left turn signal, right. Here, I'll show you. So you got the left, then you turn it off, you just push it in, and there's the right. Push it in and turn it off. Then you got the little horn, thing's pretty loud. And then the clutch. You always need the clutch. And that's pretty much it. I mean, there's not that many buttons. I know some bikes have like hazards. There's no hazards or anything on mine. And then obviously we got the shifter, up, down, neutral, all that. Every bike usually has about like 6 gears. Mine has 6. I know a couple have 5. It's usually 1 down, then neutral, and then the rest are up. And then the other rear peg. But yeah, so those are pretty much all the controls, right? And now I'll show you guys how to get on it, start her up. Alright, so now that you've got all the controls down, let's go on and hop on her, eh? So usually, this is what they taught me at MSF, at that safety course. I mean, you don't need to do this, but if you're a beginner, I would. So usually one hand here, and then the other here, and then you get on her. Or, if you don't want your bike really moving, I mean, you can have your hand on the brake, and then get on her. And then, simple as that, mounting. Then after that, kickstand. And then, turn her on, turn the key. So, now we're ready to go, eh? Most bikes, if I were you beginning, I would want to start in neutral. So, my bike for neutral, right now it's in first gear, right? For neutral, because neutral's in between first and second gear. So, for neutral, for me, usually for most bikes, it's a half click up. But for me, as long as I'm stopped, I can just go do that, and it goes into neutral. I know most bikes, it's like you just have to do you have to go like halfway, and then it'll put you in the neutral. But yeah, look, and you can do this too, like go like this. That's how you know you're in neutral, if your bike doesn't indicate it there. See, now in first, see, look, it won't go anymore. And back in neutral, she's going. See, simple as that. All right, so after you have your bike in neutral, sorry, these gloves suck. But after you have your bike in neutral, have your key in already, flip that, and then turn her on. And now she's on. Alright. But now I'm going to teach you guys how you start going, So now to warm up for like beginners, I also learned this at the MSF course, like the safety course. I talked about it in my last video, how to get your bike license. You guys are like, for beginners, you're gonna want to get really comfortable with the friction zone on your clutch. It's kind of like when is when power engages to your rear wheel and like when you have to get on the throttle. It's hard to explain, but it's easier. Here, I'll show you. So first, what you're going to want to do, clutch in, right? And then, like I said, it goes down for first gear, and then neutral, and then the rest are up. So down and the rest are up. So clutch in, downshift. See, now we're in first. And then this is the friction zone right here. See, like no throttle. So you could just do this. See, look, I'm with no throttle. You can walk with it like this. This is what we learned at the MSF course. Just go like this. Friction zone. See, it's going. No throttle. And then like once you've practiced that a couple times, you know, I would go somewhere like a big old parking lot, practice this. So you're not, you know, like running into cars and shit, stalling, all that. But see, like, look, if let's pretend I screw up the friction zone, I'll stall. So like, look, this is what will happen. It'll stall. So put her back in neutral, up, and turn her on. So down for first gear. And once you've mastered the friction zone, there's two ways of the friction zone. The first way is just like this. See, look, I'm going. And then after that, you got to start giving her some juice. That's what this baby is, the throttle. Forgot to go over that in the controls, the throttle, yeah. So it makes you go zoom, zoom, baby. So yeah, so she's in first, the clutch is in. So now, you let off slowly, find that friction zone, and then get on the gas a little bit. So now we're going. I'll do it again. Forgot. Don't mind my speedometer in this, alright? My cable's fucked up, so it says 0 miles an hour. Just don't mind that, alright? Alright, back to the video. Here. I'll do it like this if it's easier for you guys to see. So like this. Hit the friction zone, roll on the throttle slowly. See, look, that's all. You barely need to roll on the throttle. Like, look, I'll turn it off real quick. You have all this, all that, and I'm only giving it like 5%, if that. All right. So once you've kind of mastered that, the friction zone and rolling on the throttle, don't get me wrong, if it might be a little jerky at first finding the friction zone, and like once you roll on the throttle, it might be a little jerky, it might scare you at first, but you know, don't be intimidated. Just like I said, try to go find you a parking lot, something like this, decent size, gives you room to practice. So now obviously once you master that, you're going to want to practice like shifting in the second gear. What you're going to do is, let's put it neutral first. What you're going to do is, once you're rolling, I'll demonstrate it. Once you're rolling in first, you're going to want to clutch in, roll off the throttle, and then click up in the second, and then roll back on the throttle and let off the clutch. It sounds harder than it really is, but I'll show you here. So clutch in, down for first. Once it starts rolling on the friction zone, so find the friction zone. Once it starts rolling, roll on the throttle. See, rolling on the throttle a little bit. So now we're going, all right? Now you want to clutch in, roll off the throttle, up in the second, back on the throttle, and off the clutch. So I'll demonstrate that one more time. Find the friction zone, roll on the throttle. Then you want to roll off the throttle, clutch in, shift in the second, roll back on the throttle. So I'll do it fast. It'll look like this. So kind of when you're shifting up in the second or third, fourth, fifth, whatever, you're letting off the throttle as you clutch in to shift up. Shifting's the same thing. Like when you're going down. So like, say you're in second, it's let off the throttle, clutch in, and downshift. So it's let off the throttle, clutch in, downshift. So you're kind of letting off the throttle and clutching at the same time. just like you're upshifting. When you downshift, you're going fast like this. Let off the throttle, downshift, let off the throttle or the clutch slowly. So it kind of eases into first gear. So I'll do it again. Easing into first gear. And you're not really touching the throttle, you're just letting off the clutch slowly. Because look, this is what will happen if you don't let off the clutch slowly. It's gonna jerk you. Like you hear it goes vroom. You hear that shit? You don't want that. So you gotta let out of the clutch slowly. So yeah, once you've mastered like that, then like you're all good to go. Then after you practice that, like shifting and all that friction zone, you're gonna want to practice turning. When you're turning, all right, obviously you're gonna want to keep your head in the direction that you want to go. Like if you're turning over here, you're not gonna be looking straight ahead. Obviously you're gonna be looking way ahead. So like, because wherever your head goes, your eyes are at, that's where the bike will go. All right. Yeah, I'll show you. So like, look, this is what you don't want to do. So yeah, I wasn't really looking ahead. This is what you should be doing. So head like this, and then turn. It's pretty simple. So I can do it right here. Keep your head turned this way, and then lean with it. And also, another thing. When you are turning, you don't want to, it depends how fast you're going. You don't want to really do this. You kind of want to push down on it, like kind of push down on this handlebar and kind of lean. You're doing very minimal turning, all right? Especially if you're going real fast, you don't even turn. It's all leaning. Like that's why, like when you're turning, let's say it's a really tight turn, make sure your legs are hugging this tank so you can really, really get that knee down. Just kidding. We ain't all drive like, on the track with our knees down and shit, but you know what I mean. So just push like this. Practice like this. Get a feel for the bike. So then after that, after you've kind of mastered, so when you're turning, like I said, keep your head in the direction you want to go, and then push down and lean. I'll do it for you guys. So head turned, push like this. See, I'm going kind of slower, so I had to turn more. And then after that, you're just a pro, man. Like you're ready to go. You're ready to do wheelies and shit, baby. No, I'm just kidding. That's pretty much how I would teach you guys. If you were brand new to riding and you've never ridden before, hopefully that made sense for you guys. All the controls, finding the friction zone, and shifting. But yeah, so once you get comfortable with all that, go on the road. Just make sure you're comfortable. And make sure you're at least wearing a helmet. Wear your gear. I got the jacket on, the gloves. But if you're not wearing that, I understand it gets hot out, At least a helmet. Come on. At least a helmet. But you are you. I am me. So you can do what you want. But I just want you guys riding safe, But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. What we went over. So we went over all the controls. I missed the throttle in the beginning. But so yeah, we got the controls. You guys found the friction zone. Then we practiced shifting from first and to second. Then we got turning down. Turning's pretty simple. Keep your head turned in the direction you want to go. You'll go there most of the time. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, it's pretty simple, guys. So yeah. If that helped you guys at all, please leave a thumbs up. Comment down below, please. Tell me how I did. Tell me if I helped you out. I would appreciate it. And then, of course, subscribe, baby. Hit that subscribe button, baby. Road to 1K. We're climbing up there slowly. We'll get there. We'll get there. We just gotta keep grinding. So, you know, I appreciate all you guys, and yeah, ride safe out there, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Over and out.